Okay, if you've got, at a caravan park and you've got mains water, this is an outdoor tap that'll work with mains water. And at the front here, of course, you've got your gas bottle. Make sure this is turned off when you're not using, and your appliances should always be off. And up the top here, you've got your gauge. If you want to see the level of gas that you've got, if you just push on the button, then you'll make sure it's on. You just push the button down, and you can see here we've got, in the green section, we've got plenty of gas. So that's a way of checking your gas level. When you're at your site, make sure your spirit level, using your spirit level, your handbrake is on when you settle. And then you're going to use this as your main jack. This just gets tied on really, really tight to get your level correct. That's what's going to hold the weight of the van. Leave your jockey wheel on, that's just as a safety. In case this was to slip, your jockey wheel will take the weight. So when your caravan is level, using the spirit level on the front, then you want to put the stabiliser legs down. This is your winder handle that's found in the front storage bin. Basically find the little nut here, and then you're winding to basically get organised. So anti-clockwise for the leg to go up, and clockwise for the leg to come down, and just enough to take the weight off. Don't go too much on that. And there's 4 of them on each corner. Right, so when you arrive at your destination and you're level, you just make sure the roof is completely unclipped. There's 4 of these, so it's really important. Just carefully lift them down, and then make sure the catch comes away. Sometimes people will leave this here and that'll cause major damage, so make sure all 4 roof clips are away. On this side, it's a little bit more complicated near the door, because the roof clip is really, really close to the awning. So you'll need to just release the awning a little bit, take off the Velcro, push this to open, pull it out a little bit, and then the roof clip will come off or go on when you're finished. So when you're ready to put the roof up, you make sure the barrel is on open position, not closed. Make sure the door is open. And then step inside there. And start with this end. And basically with 2 hands, just slowly lift it. You hear the awning opening in itself from the spring, and then you lock this in. And then come to the other end. Same to the other end. 2 hands on the handle. Slowly lift it up. And then again lock into place. Got these 2 front windows near the beds, which will let more light in. So just push these together really, really tight, and then lift up. And then you've got the side liners, so just clockwise to take the weight, and you keep it up. Really important when you've got major wind or rain, or as you're about to leave, you release, push in and they'll lock in. So at a park, you've got mains water. So mains water will come from the tap. And it's important for mains water on this van that you come in here, because this has got a pressure valve. So push this all the way on really, really tight, and that's for your mains water pressure. And it's the only place you can plug in for mains pressure. If you are off grid, using the keys to open this is where you can fill the tanks. So mains water is not here, it's only back here. This is only when you're off grid and you're filling the tanks. The 80 litre water tanks can be filled from here, from this door. Once this is your waste tubes, this is where you'll find your 2 waste tubes. So this is a shorter one, and this is where the longer one is found. So you just take the wire off and grab the longer waste tube. And then over here, behind the height of the tyre, is where you'll put the rubber tube on, and that's where your waste will go out of your sink, and push that away from the caravan. So that just pushes straight on. When you're finished, that can just be rolled up, all the water comes out of it, and push it back into the white PVC pipe at the back. The radio inside runs, of course, an antenna for FM and AM radio. It's basically at the back here with a wing nut at the top. Just basically undo that, lift it all the way up, and then just tighten off the wing nut, so you'll get better reception. So here you've got power coming out, so if you've got a light or a TV or something you want to run outside, that's 240 coming out. Up the top here, you've got an outdoor light, which runs from that. And then on this side, just to the side of the door, a little switch just underneath, which will give you the night light. And that is run, if that doesn't work, there's a light switch inside, which basically stops. If you had this somewhere and a kid walked past to turn it on, they'll drain your battery. So just inside the door is a power switch, which will bring power to this light. So the door has a separate security door or a firewire door. In order to separate the door, just lift the handle all the way up, and the 2 doors become separated. Then you can attach this one back to the actual caravan, and now you've got a single fire door that can be used to keep the flies out. Alright, so make sure the gas is on at the front and the gas bottle. With the stove, you've got 1 electric hot plate and 3 gas, and then you've got the griller and the igniter button. So when you're using the stove, make sure it's really important that the lid goes all the way back. Push it as far back as it can go. There's a small safety switch in here, and if you don't have the lid all the way open, the hot plates won't work. So all the way back with the glass plate, make sure this is all cooled down after cooking before you bring the cover back down again. So the 2 12-volt batteries for the caravan are found underneath this seat. So just take the cushion off, lift up the plywood cover, and we've got the 2 batteries here. One of the batteries is running the lighting, the other one is all the auxiliary accessories. Make sure these are both on. So these 2 switches here, this one here need to be on to make sure all your 12-volt appliances are working. All the windows have got these little safety clips, so just push them to the left and they'll be open, and then the same at the other side. So now they're open, and now you've just got normal winders just to get some air in, and then when you're departing, just make sure they're closed up and the clips are pushed all the way back to the right. Okay, so the fridge will obviously be off when you hire the van. So if you're at a caravan park, put it onto the 240 AC, so switch all the way across to the left. And then this is your overall. When you start at the place, probably start it on full, but eventually push it down to about 4 or 5. Otherwise, everything will freeze over. And then you've got the gas if you're off grid. So the radio here, you've basically got this button here on the bottom that'll turn it on, and then you can move between radio, CD. You've got auxiliary input with a small headphone jack, and then back to the radio tuner, volume control, and then you've got 2 speakers. You've got the small black speaker on either side of the bed, and then your volume control is here. So that's the volume control, and then just hold this back in and that will turn off. This is the diesel heater. The heater is under the door side bed, and the fuel tank is in the front storage capacity. To turn it on, you just hold this button in for a couple of seconds, and the red light will come on, and then you'll start hearing the heater coming on. This is the heating, so you just turn that around for more higher temperature, and then to turn off, you basically just hold this button in a couple of seconds and the whole thing goes off.